Temperatures are still decent here for early autumn and we've got quite a lot of growth. Watering to aid recovery has been set at 3 times a day for 10 minutes. Cooch growth has been solid, but I've also got some fescue and some rye in the mix. And quite a collection of sour sobs, which is going to be difficult to remove. There is no selective herbicide suitable to get rid of sour sobs, rye and fescue out of a cooch lawn, so you're going to have to spot treat with glyphosate, unfortunately. 75 mils of glyphosate. Look at that, eh? Probably enough. I reckon it's pretty blue. Now that blue dye stuff, that's the Yates Easy C spray dye. The purpose of the blue dye is to see what I'm treating. It's not noticeable after a couple of days because it biodegrades. Alright, agitate. So that'll mix it all.
There's the blue.
What we want, isn't it?
And so the battle really begins. Now I suspect over the many years of life of this lawn prior to me coming here that the lawn was fixed up with seed to fill in patches just to keep the landlord happy. Unfortunately, some of those artifacts are still there. Some of that lawn is still there, so I have to get rid of it. At the moment, seeing as the cooch is not really repaired properly or anything like that, I'm going to need to spot glyphosate for a little while. Fescue particularly is quite tough and it will probably take a couple of goes of doing that, but do realise that when you are using glyphosate, any cooch you hit, you're going to lose as well. But this is a battle that I'm just going to have a little bit of collateral damage as I go along, but the main aim is to promote the cooch over everything else. Now, sour sobs, major problem. We're totally infested with them here in South Australia. Sour sobs come up autumn through to spring. They're often confused with clover because the leaves look the same. The dead giveaway though is the black spots on those leaves. Sour sobs grow like an onion from a bulb, and that bulb has little bulbs called bulbils. Now the problem is when it grows, it will grow up to a certain stage, and just before it flowers, a yellow flower that we all hate, it'll drop those bulbils which will make new plants. So you've got to get it before that happens. And the trick is to get it early. There's no use hand weeding, because if you try and hand weed it, those bulbils will break off and make new bulbs. So that's no good. It will require a fair bit of persistence, unfortunately. And you just got to be consistent. Recognise the plant in its early stages and treat with glyphosate. It's the only way. Glyphosate, Zero, Roundup, whatever you want to call it, is the way to go.
The spray gun on the BA Group Australia GK75 has just been a revelation, and it's really helping me with this project, that's for sure. There's a link in the description to check them out, and if you click the top right, that'll take you to the video that I first did with it, and you can check out more of the features. We're really starting to get a bit of growth now, finally. It's been a couple of weeks since I did that top dress, and a couple of days since I put down some glyphosate. We're getting some good growth through of the cooch of the stuff that I do want, so that's really nice. I'm not too worried about the levels at the moment. 2 days ago when I did the glyphosate, I stopped the watering, so let that go for a day without any water. Today I'm going to do its first treatment, some foliar fertilising. Do remember that I did have the 4 seasons down when I put the soil down. I've got a couple of choices here, and I just really want to continue the root development to help aid this to come back. So I'm going to be going Launch Plus. It's going to be its first foliar treatment, so that'll be at the lower strength. So that'll be at 50 mils per 100 square metres. All up, I've got about 200 square metres front and back. I'm going to treat both today, even though the back, that's just being mowed. I glyphosated out the kikuyu that was in there. There's still lots in there. I've still got to do that a little bit more, but I've decided to keep that area rather than topsoil it, so to speak. Now the temptation is to use charger, but first I really want to concentrate on the roots, so that's what I'm going to do first. you know, a couple of days after this, I will probably put down Charger just to get some leaf growth there. But just got to avoid the temptation of putting down Charger, because that doesn't really concentrate on the root health. That's just all leaf. So I want to avoid doing that, as tempting as it is. I'm still getting decent temperatures here. And look, the reason why I'm doing the Charger as well a couple of days after the Launch Plus is that I don't know from one day to the next if I'm going to be here or not. It's all it's all a bit crazy at the moment, isn't it? No wind, beautiful day, and yeah, not a cloud in the sky today. So yeah, it's a good little day to do a treatment. Maymaster looking pretty lovely. Alrighty, so I'm going to put some Launch Plus down to find some. So 200 square metres, it's going to be 100 mils of Launch. So the Launch Plus here is 8-10-5, nice balanced fertiliser, and it's also got kelp in it. So the phosphorus and the kelp are at a fantastic level for enhancing root development. So you use this when you're looking for a repair or coming back from a renovation. I could have put Root Builder in it as well, but look, seeing this is the first foliar treatment, I'll go easy. Now this bucket I picked up from Ag Store at Woodner, the new train store, on my little trip to Eyre Peninsula to support the product. Yeah, it's a good solid bucket. Agitating there, so that's what that sound is, mixing it all in. So the super cool thing about this sprayer is the boom arms. It's going to make it nice and easy to get this area done extremely quickly, which is handy in my book. Mine's always limited. Alright, some quick tips for foliar fertilising. Number one, you should have some water in the soil. And that's as easy as watering the day before. Number two, calibrate your sprayer. There's a link in the description and up here. That'll take you to a video to show you how to use foliar fertilisers and lawn porn products. You do have to know how much water your sprayer uses for your area. And of course you need to know how many square metres your area is. Spray in an even pattern and don't overlap. If it's the first time using foliar fertiliser on your lawn or a foliar product, use the lower strength first. The plant needs time to get used to it. You can build up your strength in a couple or 3 or 4 applications. You don't need to water in Launch Plus, Charger, Green Light or Root Builder. Don't water for at least 6 hours after application. It's actually better to leave it at least a day. And leave it at least a day before mowing it. Okay, we're going to give the back a bit of a neaten up. That's the cockea. Fortunately, she's affected a bit of the turf around it, but there's plenty here, so that will grow in eventually. So the backyard was just a neaten up with the Ego Whippersnipper and using the Honda at 25mm. And yeah, just give it that fertiliser like I gave the front, so things should improve from there. But all in all, in summary, we're not doing too bad. We started off with a pretty crappy area that was very uneven, lots of bindi, lots of different sorts of weeds in there. We've got rid of those. We've top dressed the area, we've levelled it out quite a bit, we've improved the soil. Now we've got some of the issues with some of the different grasses coming up through the soil, and we're just going to deal with that. And obviously things that you don't notice initially, being the sour sobs and everything like that. So I'm glad I'll be able to give you some tips on that and some tips on foliar fertilising. Make sure that you watch that how to use lawn porn fertiliser video. It's very, very helpful. Look, down the track, and a few people have said it to me already, I could have used a product called Monument to get rid of especially the ryegrass and everything like that. Well, that's something you're not really going to be using until
your turf's in good condition, and my turf certainly isn't in good condition at the moment. You know, and this can suppress kikuyu as well. That'll be something that I'll be using down the track. At the moment I have to stick to using the severe, you know, zero Roundup, glyphosate, whatever. It's a battle at the moment. It's bloody, it's not nice. And look, you know, I've got the pressures of, you know, I might be away for quite a few months, so, you know, I'm not gonna be able to get here much. But look, I'll do as much as I can considering the, you know, the way everything is in the world at the moment, and I just hope that you stay safe. So keep it mean, keep it green, and get your lawn on. See you later.